Hello everyone. So in this video we will see about debugging. So first topic in debugging is raising exception. So we all know exception can be raised whenever you want to try some part of code. It may generate errors if you don't want to come out of the program on errors, and if you want to still continue the program, we used to write those exceptions in the form of try. But there is one more way for exception handling called raising exception. If you want to stop the code when the exception is raised, and if you want to manage those exceptions while coding the project or while coding the program, then we can make use of raise statement. So here, while writing raise exception, first thing is you have to write keyword raise, then exception, and a error message passed to it as a string. So if you call a raise method, a raise exception method with raise keyword, then whatever you have written in the error message will be printed on the output screen by stopping the program or forcefully ending the program. Getting traceback as a string. So traceback is a method when there is an error information sent, when there is an error information or error occurred in a program, Python encounters a error information which tells you which line of which program has what error. So this is called traceback information or traceback. So this traceback includes error message, line number, that line which causes error, and the sequence of functions calls that led for the error. So this is what traceback is. The sequence of calls is called as call stack. So getting the traceback as a string, we have to import Python's traceback module before calling this function, means before using traceback, getting traceback as a string. So we can use traceback.format hyphen or underscore exe as a method for getting traceback as a string. Before doing that, we have to import traceback module. So here is an example. We have imported traceback, try raise exception. This is an error message, accept error file, open error info.txt in the right format, error file, write traceback.format in exe file, and error file close, print traceback information was written on error info.txt. So this traceback is written on a file. So if you want to write the traceback information to the log file instead of writing it on the output screen, so we can make use of this method. So you can open a file and write what error message is raised in the program into the Word file or text file, so that it can be used for debugging the program. Sorry for that. So let me execute this statement. So here there is a file written with error information, error info.txt. So if I search this, Control C, I'll go to the file where the file is stored, means to the root path. So here the error info file has written, which states traceback most recent call last and file line in the module and exception. This is an error message. That is what our program was telling. We are writing the message. This is an error message in the file error info.txt. So this is the file called errorinfo.txt, and you are writing it into with the help of traceback format. So traceback, most recent called last, file name, Python shell execution, line number 2 in the module. So in the module was the file where I have created exception. This is an error message. This is about how to get a traceback or or information as a string, which instead of getting an error information on the screen, we are getting it on a file or a notepad or text file, so that it can be used later in the program. This is about tracing the information. So if I go to the program shell, so it states the traceback info was written onto error information, and it is returning the value 115, stating traceback format events. It is stating that 115 mode, it has written the values. So I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.